Discover the truth behind biblical legends about the Nephilim, mysterious and powerful beings who intrigue generations. According to the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verses from 1 to 4, the Nephilim were descendants of the union between the children of God and the daughters of men, resulting in ancient giants and warriors. Let's explore who these primordial beings were and what their role was before the Great Flood. In Part 01, we will delve deeper into the presentation of the Nephilim, extraordinary beings born of the union forbidden between the children of God and the daughters of men. Described as giants of great stature and superhuman skills, the Nephilim were feared by their huge strength and being considered invincible warriors. His presence on earth generated admiration and at the same time apprehension, for they were seen as a superior and mysterious race that challenged natural laws. By exploring the origin and striking characteristics of Nephilim, we can glimpse the impact that these legendary beings had on ancient imagination and beliefs. Part 02. In this part, we will enter the debate around Nephilim's identity, a theme wrapped in mystery and speculation over the centuries. Different theological currents and Bible scholars differ on the true nature of these extraordinary beings. Some believe that Nephilim was a literal descent of fallen angels who joined human women, resulting in a breed of demigods with superhuman powers. Others interpret this passage more symbolically, suggesting that Nephilim represented the result of the moral and spiritual corruption of humanity in that historical context. The ambiguity of Scripture and the multiplicity of interpretations generated a rich field of study and debate among biblical scholars, providing deep insights on the meaning behind Nephilim legends. Part 03. Nephilim before the flood were seen as an imposing and enigmatic presence in society of the time, awakening both fascination and fear. Described as beings of great stature, superhuman strength, and exceptional skills, the Nephilim had a remarkable influence on the people around them. Its existence challenged the traditional conceptions of humanity and divinity, feeding legends and myths that endured through the ages. The presence of the Nephilim was a constant reminder of the previous world, where the border between the terrene and the divine was thin and permeable. Exploring Nephilim's cultural, social, and spiritual impact before the flood catastrophe allows us to dive into a period of intense transformation and supernatural intrigue. Part 04. Divine Wrath and the Reasons Behind the Flood. In the Bible, the presence of the Nephilim was one of the factors that contributed to the divine decision to purify the earth through the flood. The union between the children of God and the daughters of men generated a corrupt descent that deviated from the path of righteousness and justice. The Nephilim, with their hybrid nature and their superhuman powers, represented a threat to God's order. His influence on humanity led to the spread of evil and injustice, diverting people from God's original purpose for creation. Therefore, the flood was an act of divine justice to clean the world of corruption of Nephilims and restore lost purity. Nephilim's history reminds us of the consequences of rebellion against God and the importance of maintaining faith and spiritual integrity amid earthly temptations. Part 05. Nephilim's legacy and their reflections on what the stories of these legendary beings can teach us about morality, redemption, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. By exploring the legacy left by Nephilim, we are led to question to what extent human nature is able to deviate from the path of righteousness and give in to the temptations of power and supremacy. The narratives involving these extraordinary beings invite us to reflect on the concepts of divine justice, free will, and individual responsibility to moral choices. Moreover, we can extract valuable lessons about the importance of maintaining faith, cultivating goodness, and resisting the corrupting influences of the world. Nephilim, as a metaphor of the obscure forces that permeate the universe, instigates us to seek the truth, defend ethical values, and seek the balance between the opposite forces that shape our existence. May the Nephilim saga inspire us to walk a path of integrity, compassion, and wisdom in the midst of the riot of the human journey. Now that we know more about the mysteries of Nephilim, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content on biblical topics. I hope you have appreciated this immersion in Nephilim's biblical mythology. Leave in the comments your interpretations and theories about these enigmatic characters. Until the next video.